Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. Right in my hands is Join the Future number 5. A little late with the review, but better late than never. So this series has been really great. If you dig the Western genre, you're gonna like it. So published by AfterShock. It's written by Zack, Kaplan. Piotr Kowalski is the artist. Brad Simpson is the colorist. Hassan Otsmane-Elhaou is the letterer. So this series takes place in the future, and the concept is that there's these kind of like giant tech corporate cities, and they're destroying the less technical, more traditional towns around them as they need resources to keep up their way of life. It's very much an exploration of modernity versus tradition, technology versus non-technical stuff. Traditional life and experiences butting up against modernity, which is a little bit different than the other way around that I described. And just all that is wrapped up into a straightforward Western revenge story. I mean, this is a Western genre, Western tropes, like everything down to the T. And that's not necessarily a bad thing at all. To be able to take a very familiar genre and storytelling and pacing and all that, and give a little bit of a spin to it, I think is really good. And what the series I think does really well is, and I think this is very evident in this finale, this final issue, is that what it does great is that it has been setting up the world and setting up small details throughout every single issue, and a lot of those come into play in this final issue. And it does really well. Like, I found myself multiple times coming across moments in the comic where I was like, oh, yeah, so that's a throwback to that, and like, oh, that's why that, was mentioned. And some of it was foreshadowing, and it was like clear that this was going to be a factor into how the comic ended. But some of it wasn't. Like, there was a couple things that either I didn't think about the impact, or maybe wasn't clear enough for me, that were nice twists and surprises, and I don't want to go into details because I really liked how it worked and like how it played out. The other thing is, like, it's a Western, and Westerns don't always end in like the best happy-go-lucky ways. Like, a lot of people die, and revenge is gotten from a lot of folks, but doesn't mean everyone gets their revenge or everyone gets their punishment. So there's of course an open ending to the comic, and I really want to see more. Like, I think this is a great series, and there's a lot of potential to it. I actually might dig it a bit more as a graphic novel. Like, I think that while the single issues were good, I would love to see either expanded issues, or just a straight up graphic novel. Whatever, 200 pages, something like that. 100 something pages would be awesome. I think the series would actually maybe benefit in some ways from that. But I like the single issues. Like, this is a trade I think is going to read really, really, really well. So overall, like, if you dig Westerns, you're going to dig this. It's really cool. The art, you can see kind of that modern technology aspect of it starting up. These are the machines that are tearing up the land and threaten the town. You can see, like, the shitheel corporate stooges getting jacked up as they try to take on a young girl who's seeking revenge. So yeah, like, while this plays with a lot of traditional tropes, a lot of this stuff is like kind of a no-duh as far as storytelling. It's done really well. I dig the small details of it, and we don't get a lot of Westerns out there for comics. It's not a genre that's mined a whole lot. So to be able to see like a future Western like this, like, I'm down. Like, it's really cool. And done really well, and I hope we see a lot more of this series. It's just I think a solid series. So it's been out in the comic shops, digitally, all that stuff now. You can go get it. We got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code, tell the shop, and your no shop, no problem. We do have affiliate links. There are affiliate links, so we get a small percentage of it. Obviously, you don't want to start with the 5th issue. Go back and get the series. If you can't find the series, like, get the trade. Like, this is buy. Like, overall, the whole series, everything's a buy. Obviously, if you've been reading the series, I think it's a somewhat predictable, but really solid ending. Yeah, and really, it's not a negative. It's not a negative at all. It's just, it's the genre. It's kind of what you'd expect for the genre. So yeah, so also thanking folks. I want to thank AfterShock for hooking us up with a review copy, and thank you for watching. Now, if you are into comics, if you're into AfterShock, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, making it nice and consistent. So until next time, keep reading those comics and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.